Welcome back to It's a Vase Productions, where today I am venturing into Series 7 of Still Game. I've heard a lot, mostly negative things. Well, not even entirely negative, but I have heard things. They have not all been complimentary, but I also know what it's like to be watching a series or a show or a movie or something where then they reboot it later, and inevitably it's not going to be exactly the same. And so I'm not looking for exactly the same. I'm going to be looking at the differences. I'm going to be talking about it, but you got to make sure you got to click on the Daily Motion link down below, because that's where I have to watch it. And so that's where the actual reaction will be. So I'll give you a chance to pause it now, and then after you're done watching the reaction, you'll come back to this video, and then I'll tell you what I thought about the whole thing. And that's just the way we have to do it because of copyright stuff. And so, pause. And unpause. So, that is the return to Still Game. Now, for me, it's only been about a month, and I'll, at the end, try and explain a little bit of why I've been gone for a month, but yeah, it's been about a month since I watched anything Still Game, and the last thing I watched was The Story So Far, which is kind of a recap interview with a lot of different people. Great to see people out of their makeup, really nice behind the scenes stuff, and showing a lot of great clips from the first 6 series. And I was planning on watching the Hydro Theater. I didn't get a chance to, and then it's just been crazy month. I had car problems, I had job things, I was just lots of things going on for me personally, and I was not feeling in the reacting mood. But I knew if I let it go any longer, I'd never get back into the reacting mood, and I did want to see where everything went. So at some point I'll try and watch the live show. I'll put that out when I can, but I was like, let's please get back into the reacting. It's been a while, and hopefully this will jumpstart me putting out more videos in general. My YouTube just gave me an update. It was like, you got less views than usual because you put out 3 videos instead of your usual 20 something, like for a month. And I was like, wow. And it's not that I've been slacking necessarily, it's just been other things going on in my life, other projects I've been working on that weren't Still Game. But again, hopefully this gets me back into the rhythm of getting some different types of videos out there, or at the very least, more Still Game, so I can finish up the series and see where it goes. But that was an explanation for why I haven't been here, at least a little bit. But as for this Series 7, I imagine for some people it was a bigger jolt because you'd had the show when it came out. Maybe you watched it since it first aired and you were used to the way that things looked and felt. And I could tell, the format of the show is a little bit different. The cameras that they're using are newer cameras. It's widescreen, even more so now than it was before. There's small things like that. People have aged differently, and I know they always wore makeup and stuff, but people's appearances have, in some cases, almost not changed at all. In other cases, you can tell a little bit more. But with all of that there, I still, so far, I feel like it's by the same 2 guys. They're still the ones writing it. Now, I don't know everything that happened behind the scenes with their relationship and whatnot, but I feel like as long as it's still coming from them, there's still something to be had. But I also get where the negativity for the later seasons was coming, even just from watching this one, because you were used to it in its original form. And then there was a break and things changed, and naturally it's going to be different. But I also want to say that I want to watch more before I I'm going to give you, again, coming back into it, seeing all the characters, seeing everyone there, the gags with the hat and the heated hat and him Eric falling asleep. That was fantastic. Getting to see Winston's brother, and then having the heavy hitter there at the end of, like, I thought it was just hilarious that they looked alike and the arm thing, but then there was that whole other level of intensity and emotion to Winston's brother. So that was pretty well done, I think. And I'm looking forward to watching the rest of it. And again, I can see already, I'm getting the feelings of why the original 6 series are more beloved, but I didn't think this was terrible. Like, I've had some people in the comments that are like, don't even bother watching the last. And I was like, it can't be that bad. And so far, I wouldn't say that it is. I wouldn't even say that it's bad. And this is it's a difficult thing for me to say things like that because I'm a big Star Wars person. And when you talk about Star Wars, like, I hate the sequel trilogy, which is the new thing that Disney's doing. And I'm a big fan of the originals and the prequels. So, but I remember when the prequels came out, I was a kid, but there were people that were only used to the originals, and then to have that, it's different. It's not, but at least it's still made by the same person, by the same creator. And if it's not perfect, at least it's still his vision, which this is. It's still their vision. Whereas the sequel trilogy is now like Disney's got their, they own it now. They can do whatever they want. And it's not following that same. And that's why you have this sense of things not being right or not fitting in with the rest of the movies, especially with the sequel trilogy and sometimes in some of the other stuff they're doing. Now, I know you're not here for Disney sequel trilogy, talk. You're here for Still Game, but that's the best comparison that I know how to make. They're both things that went away and then come back. Still Game went away, it came back. And Star Wars did that too. Again, with the prequels, and there were people that complained about that too, which I think is kind of what's happening here. But I do still think, so far, still just episode 1. I'll have to keep watching and find out. But it does still seem like it's got the heart and soul, at the very least, of what they were trying to do with this show. And I've also heard a lot of people say, watch the later seasons and watch the ending. And so I plan on it. I'm getting back into the groove. Thank you for your continued support. If you can if you can comment, if you can subscribe, all of those things help me and the channel and will hopefully help keep me from taking another month-long break. I don't want to take another month-long break, but I'm also not gonna fake reactions. Okay. I've seen too much of that for other things. And if I'm not feeling in the reacting mood, then I'm not going to force it or fake it or anything like that. But I do have to say it's nice to be back. So I'm looking forward to more Still Game. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say as to all of this. And see you next time.